For the first time in history, executives are gaining access to reasoning systems capable of operating like strategic copilots across documents, spreadsheets, workflows, and decision making. This is a much bigger shift than people realize. Over the last few months, systems like ChatGPT and Claude have evolved far beyond simple chatbots. It is like having a PhD level superpower along your side, available 24/7. These models can now analyze Excel workbooks, synthesize large documents, identify operational patterns, generate executive summaries, and reason across complex business information in ways that were previously impossible even few months ago. We are entering an era where every executive may soon have access to an AI powered strategic co-pilot team. My name is Louizos. I am a vascular surgeon. 15 years ago, I started an AI company and became an entrepreneur. For the last 15 years, I have dealt with AI both as a builder and as an executive. This podcast is focused on one thing: helping modern leaders understand how to use AI systems as a force multiplier for decision making, operational clarity, and strategic execution. Let's get to it. Let's start from the shift of chatbots, even a few months ago, to reasoning systems. One of the most important developments happening right now is the transition from simple AI assistants to whole big reasoning systems. Earlier generations of AI, and when we mean earlier, we mean beginning of this year, were primarily useful just for generating text or answering short questions. Today's models are beginning to operate very differently. They can maintain long context across large, big workflows. They can analyze multiple files simultaneously. They can compare information sources, and then they can synthesize large amount of information into concise executive briefings. And increasingly, they can reason through multi-step problems. Think of this less like shirts or a chat companion and more like having an exceptionally fast PhD level strategic analyst team available on demand. That changes the economics of your executive position. It's like having a superpower that, if you harness right, the future belongs to you. Let's talk a bit about AI privacy and executive governance. One of the first questions that directly comes in mind is, okay, I can use these systems and I will show you how in a bit. But what about privacy? My company's data, they are sensitive data. I cannot easily share them. And that's a very important question for all executives. Fortunately, though, enterprise AI platforms have matured significantly in this area. For example, and I will show you how in a bit, inside ChatGPT, you can go into settings and then choose data controls and disable the improve the model for everyone. This way, your data are never going to be used for training models, and you're never going to risk some sensitive data leakage. OpenAI also states that team and enterprise customer data is excluded from model training by default. So if your company has set up an account for you on an enterprise or team level, then your data are never going to be used for training. You don't risk leakage. Claude similarly offers enterprise-focused governance and privacy control, designed for organizations working with sensitive operational information, and also has a setting where you can disable the training of the models. So if your company has already set up an account for you, you are safe in terms of data leakage. If the company told you set up an account on your own and then expense that, I will show you exactly where in the settings and what you have to disable in order for your data to be safe and never be used for training. This matters a lot because AI adoption inside organizations should be thoughtful, governed, and strategically aligned. The goal is not just to experiment with sensitive data. The goal is responsible cognitive augmentation. Let's take a look now and see how we can do this in practice. Here I am on my ChatGPT account. I have created a subscription, a plus subscription. I recommend to go with the Pro subscription, which offers the highest intelligence model. But then, what are the settings that will allow you to be safe in terms of your data? You go to settings, and then you go to data controls, and what you do is turn this off. Improve the model for everybody should be off, including all the other options. And from this point of view, your data are never going to be used for training models, so you are safe from an executive data leakage point of view. The same for Claude. If you want to repeat the same procedure, here I have the max model, max subscription for Claude. You go to settings and you go to privacy and you disable this, help improve Claude. So you disable that. You can also disable location metadata if you want. It doesn't have the risk of any sensitive data leakage, but this help improve Claude setting should be turned off. Right, done with that. Now, let's see what else we can do. One of the first settings we have to do in order to take advantage of these high cognitive models is to go here on ChatGPT and click on Configure. We should choose the 5.5 model, which is the latest, the most clever, and we should choose the thinking for complex questions. And the thinking effort should be done to extend it. With this setting, we can now train, use the model on the highest power that we have so that it can process long documents efficiently and with cognitive capability. If you don't have these settings, then you will not take advantage of the latest. The same for Claude here. What you can do is go to settings here, choose the Opus 4.7, which is the most capable model, and turn on the adaptive thinking. This is the way to take advantage also here of the highest cognitive capacity of these models. I haven't seen them somewhere explaining that deeply, because when you choose these ones, you are actually burning more tokens. So probably it's something that the companies don't want you to know because you're going to be using lots of their resources. But these are the settings where you can do amazing work with your models. So let me show you what this looks like in practice. I created a simulation of a realistic executive scenario. Imagine that I'm leading a company and I receive an operational KPI spreadsheet, customer churn analysis, financial impact estimates, incident reports, board briefing documents, vendor proposals, and executive meeting notes. Traditionally, this kind of analysis might involve multiple departments, analysts, meetings, summaries, and days to weeks of coordination. Now I'm going to upload all this data into an AI system and ask it to act as a strategic advisor. These data are not sensitive, it's a demo, and I have created demo versions of this data. For this case, for our demo scenario. Now, let me upload the Excel spreadsheet first. So I just drag and drop it here. This workbook has multiple sheets with operational KPIs, departmental performance, customer churn metrics, incident reports, and estimated financial losses. Then what I can do is that I ask the model. Another good thing about the latest models is that there is no need for complex prompts anymore. Like this so-called prompt engineering and creating the most amazing prompt, it's not needed anymore because they reason, the models reason, they understand your intent, and then they adjust and perform the things that you want them to do if you describe it succinctly within few lines. So this complex prompt engineering is not needed anymore. And moreover, if you want a specific prompt to make your operation more efficient, just ask the model, like, I want to do that. Can you give me a prompt to achieve that? And that's the easiest way. And there is no prompt engineer needed in your team. So let's click here and see what we get. I will treat this as an executive analysis task for the uploaded workbook. You see, understood on its own. What's remarkable is not simply that the model reads the spreadsheet, it reasons across it, identifies trends, connects operational failures, and translates all of that into executive level language, which is the system is helping to transform raw operational Excel data into strategic insight, which is something we couldn't do before. We needed data analysts, we needed Excel super users. Now we can do it with just ChatGPT, which is saving us an amazing amount of time. One would ask, what's your experience, Alex, with that? Are they accurate? Am I risking? And I can tell you that they are very, very accurate, the models. And if you have these settings here, the extending settings, very accurate and able to do very complex tasks. Things like deep statistical analysis, multi-Excel spreadsheets, concatenation and pivoting. And like I'm amazed with what they can do and how accurately they can do it. I had an experience of having to process multiple spreadsheets, and I've done it with ChatGPT. And then on the other side, I had a data analyst, and there was some discrepancy in the data. And eventually we found out that the ChatGPT was right, and there was a minor human mistake on the data analyst side. So yeah, I trust them. And yeah, maybe you should start experimenting with them and trust them too, because otherwise we miss up on a superpower. So this is going to work a bit. I'm going to pause the video here and come back when it finishes. Another thing you can do is that you can click on this thing here, thought for 2 minutes, 59 seconds, and check the process it did, how it did it. It's not important, but sometimes it helps you to see if it is working right, like it's giving you its thought process. So it finished now. And let's see. I've created an analyzed version of the workbook with a new executive AI analysis sheet. Let's see. What do we have here? Primary diagnosis. Oh my God, it's done awesome work. Let's download. We download it here. We open it. And let's take a look. That's how it looked. operational incidents, customer churn analysis, and then we have the executive level analysis. So primary diagnosis, operational waste is concentrated in legacy system failures, customer facing execution gaps. I think it's actually right. Total incident impact. All right. You see? Look at the graphs here. I was able to do beautiful graphs in Excel, which is tough to do. I used to need programmers to do this kind of Excels. You see? And that all was all done in 3 minutes. Like, good luck if I didn't have this AI. I would wait like at least 2-3 days before I get it. Share of lost customers, generate. Okay. We should all start using this. Let's take a look now on how Claude did in the same task. Okay, gave more thought, synthesized data, gave you its thoughts here, but it didn't create an executive briefing. Let Claude handle formulas, data cleanup, okay. So in this case scenario, Claude didn't do it. So I should have said here, explain and create a spreadsheet. And create a spreadsheet with your analysis. All right, that's one example. Let's try another one. I can upload. Another thing you can do is that if you want to come back to this and continue your analysis or keep on asking questions, you should click here and move it to a project. Create a new project, name it, and then you can always go back to this project and continue your analysis. The same also here, the same for Claude. You can add all this to a project. You can see it here, add to project, which projects means that it is an isolated instance of your specific analysis and it doesn't get affected from any other discussions you ever had, and it reuses the files that you uploaded on this specific instance. We can try another demo if you want, but this actually showcases the capability. You can try with many Word documents and see the results. Maybe let's try it. Why not? In this case scenario, I will upload multiple Word documents and see what I can get. One of these documents contains a board strategy brief. Another contains a vendor proposal for workflow automation. And another document contains executive meeting notes discussing operational concerns. Then I will upload those. As you can see, I just select them, drag and drop them. Boom, done. In the Pro version, you can upload as many documents up to 100. In the Plus version I have, you can upload up to 10. So choose your flavor. I will ask it now, create a concise, board-ready summary, identify the strategic risks, operational bottlenecks, organizational dependencies, and recommended next actions. Again, make sure that I have it on extended, latest 5.5, boom. So let's see what we can get. This is where the new generation of this AI becomes very, very powerful. The model is not just summarizing one file, it is synthesizing information across multiple sources simultaneously, identifying recurring themes, connecting operational issues across departments, prioritize the risks that it finds, and compress hundreds of pages into a format that executives can consume quickly. it can create for us board-friendly executive reports, which is the most important. And moreover, it can dramatically reduce cognitive friction and empower us to be a 10x executive because you don't depend anymore on on a whole team of people to wait for them to come back to you and have like short cycles. You can make decisions fast, you can create presentations fast, you can analyze a big bunch of data without the need of any data analyst anymore. At least not an immediate need, so you can get the bird's eye view of your strategy faster, so you can make decisions faster. And this is a feedback loop that can become an executive superpower. Let's take a look what it did. Board ready summary, takeaway, key bottlenecks, operational dependencies, recommended next actions. Okay. And now I can say create a Word document with these insights, make it look executive friendly. If you even have some specific formatting, you can copy paste them, or you can just upload a template and say create a Word document based on this executive template that I have. So now it will have it. Let's wait for it a bit. You can do the same thing also on Claude. Claude created here our executive summary, source data, revenue analysis, incident analysis, churn analysis, etc., etc. Recommendations. P1, owner. Like this is an amazing report. And it was done in, how long? Like 2 or 3 minutes. You can now start seeing the power of these systems, yes? And this is like just for, I don't know, $100 per month. It's like having a whole team of PhD people just for $100. Okay, let's wait for this to finish. You can always click here and see how it thinks. Not that it is important, but sometimes you might catch something wrong in your instruction that very rarely led it astray. Okay, let's pause the video here and check the result at the end. Okay, it finished in 3 minutes. Let's download it, the Word document, open it. All right, look at this beautiful document. All right, okay, makes sense. Executive takeaway, board decision required. Okay, and you can always use a draft that you have according to what your supervisors prefer as a template. And add it there and say, based on this template, create your insights on this. Okay, awesome. I want to say a few things why this matters for leadership. I believe that this is one of the most important opportunities executives have seen in decades. Because the real value of AI is not replacing leadership. If you treat this opportunity the right way, you can become irreplaceable. It's amplifying our leadership capacity. Leaders that are early movers and are using advanced reasoning systems like the ones we already have may be able to process information faster, evaluate more strategic scenarios, identify risks earlier, reduce operational bottlenecks that hamper the growth, accelerate the decision making, and improve the whole organization. This is not just about efficiency. It's about an amazing opportunity to increase executive leverage. And the executives that learn how to integrate these systems effectively and help their organizations do that will gain significant advantages in speed, adaptability, and execution. This is a bigger transformation we're talking about. I don't think we're simply witnessing the arrival of another software category. I think we are beginning to see the emergence of a new intelligence layer for business. We can do more ambitious projects faster. AI will not replace us. It will empower us to do more ambitious projects faster in speeds that were unfathomable before. This layer is going to help our organizations reason across complexity at a scale that was previously impossible. And the companies that learn how to integrate this thoughtfully, responsibly at the same time, and strategically will create extraordinary long-term advantages. Not because AI replaces the human judgment. Your experience, your taste, your strategic insight, your knowledge on how to navigate people is irreplaceable. But having an AI co-pilot augmenting your current capabilities, this is the key. In future episodes, if you like that, we will go deeper into executive AI strategy, projects that don't stay as pilots but are boardroom safe and how to achieve that, governance around AI, the new era of AI agents, but what do they mean? And how we can make a responsible boardroom safe strategy around those, and how you can empower and start liaising with your organization on building AI native operating models that provide huge growth opportunities for your organization and at the same time pass the governance requirements and are boardroom safe. This technology is evolving very, very fast. It is exponential. And leaders who understand how to harness it effectively may unlock entirely new levels of organizational excellence. Thank you for listening and welcome to the Executive AI Advantage podcast.